Hey, darling. Welcome to Bozeman. Yeah, last night was really good. We did this big breathwork session. This is a rug I almost ordered for my old apartment, and not for nothing, although it looks nice in here. I'm glad I didn't. Sidetrack. Last night was really good. This 406 conference is really beautifully put together, and everyone's very, very nice. There's not a single person of color in the entire conference. Student nor teacher. So not surprised. And I can't say disappointed. So I feel like me teaching the class I'm teaching tomorrow, I'll just bring up some points of clarity, of observation. And there are a few other things that were said last night too, which I'm like, this is interesting, that folks would speak about having conversations about yoga, and they're like, maybe there's some things you don't agree with, and debate it. And I was like, what other class on the schedule would necessarily be a class for debate, right? Was one of the things, which was really interesting. So and then I went out to this spot called Shine. It was this order your food, order your beer, and then go and sit down. And so I just sat at the bar and had snacks and chatted with this dude who was originally from New York. He was a counselor here in town, and him talking to me about who the majority of the kids that because he works with kids, the majority of the kids that he works with, Black, Native, and how they're really struggling here in town. And he was like, well, I get why. He's like, because there's no one that they identify with here. And so it's just, there's just a lot of interesting insight, and reaffirming light. And then yesterday we did this breathwork session, that it was a breathwork sound session, and I haven't done a breathwork session probably since my yoga training, a deep session. I could really get into it, but I shared some of my thoughts and stuff yesterday with a couple of women after class, and they were but I think it was just some past live work stuff, and I think I've gone into this weekend with this intention of releasing a lot of rage, because I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my legs, Jesus. My legs and my hands and my feet, and so yesterday I was my body was twitching in big moments, where I was am I gonna start to have an actual oh my god, not convulsion, it is too early for my brain to function the right way. You know what I'm saying. But it was also a lot of people's faces coming into my vision, and ancestral stuff, and I just had this moment of really deep a space of forgiveness. I had this splitting headache. Girl, breath work is, if you ever get the chance to do some deep breath work, it's very psychedelic, heliotropic, type stuff. But I had this splitting headache on the back of my skull, and the only thing I could realize was, in a past life, someone bashed my head in. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it was a soul that was in that room with me yesterday, and it was just very weird. We can talk more about it. But there was this space where I think all of this different type of pain that I've been holding in my body, I just had this moment where I was y'all, bash my head in, you know, and I think a lot of it has got to do with this white people not dealing with what other white people have done to each other, you know, and I think that like so much of my rage comes from that space of not healing around that. And so yesterday was like this weird space where I was like, you do realize that you did that, right, motherfuckers? Like speaking to like spirit in the room, and they were like, yeah. um, and I was like, and I forgive you. You know, and so I think that's like that space has just been easier for me this weekend, just to be like, I'm not disappointed, I'm not angry, you know, it's more like I'm not surprised, and like let's have a conversation about it. Um, you know, because I keep going back to Resma Medicum's like space of, you know, what people have to, one, deal with what other white people have done generationally to one another, and then also, um, you know, what does it mean to build healthy white culture, you know, and you and I have had this conversation before, you know, in terms of what is our culture, and you know, when it isn't, you know, stolen and robbed and thieved from other people, and what does it look like to build it, um, and what does it look like to heal from what we've done. So I say all that to say, I know that this shit sounds crazy, but it was really real, and it gave, my whole thing is like, it's my truth, and anybody can take it however they want, but I felt a release yesterday, and a deep one. So Jason's going to be on his way here, and I'm probably not going to do any of the stuff today. I'll probably do more stuff tomorrow morning, but I think him and I are just going to go and kind of prance around the city and explore and walk and be in nature, and the trees around here are really incredible. So that being said, let's do some practice, girl. Okay, so grounding down through our seat, with the crown of the head lift up to the sky. Hands can rest down on the knees. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Again, big inhale. Exhale. One more time, big inhale. Exhale. Give gratitude to this earth. She reminds us that we live in a space of abundance rather than a space of scarcity. We have everything that we need, and that we ourselves are more than enough. Give gratitude to the indigenous peoples of these lands. Same as the tribes in Billings, right? So the Crow and the Cheyenne, the Salish and the Blackfoot tribe. Give gratitude for this practice of yoga, and for Black and Brown people as the original creators and sustainers of this practice. Give gratitude to our bodies and to ourselves, our ancestors, and our own lineage. And if if there's a person or persons, place or places that you'd like to dedicate your practice to this morning or this evening, whenever you choose to practice, and take the time to do so now. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Again, nice deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and slowly blink open your eyes. Go back into the room and into the space. Noticing any detailing that maybe you haven't noticed before. Crown of the head lifts. Turn and look past that left shoulder. Relax and release through the jawline. And then slowly move your chin through your center line. Look out past your right. Bring your chin back to center and tilt the chin up to the sky. And slowly take your chin all the way down towards your chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull. 2 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, pull. 1 more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, pull. Inhale. Pull your chin back to your center. Inhale, arms come high to the sky. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand and pull yourself over to the side. Think about keeping your chest high. Pulling from the hip, opening up through your shoulder. Relaxing and releasing through the hand and the wrist. And then bring yourself back to your center. Same thing on that opposite side. Grab your wrist. Pull over. Slowly pull yourself back. Left hand comes to right knee, right hand spins back behind. Pull up through the crown of the head and turn and look out past your shoulder. And slowly bring yourself back through center line. They're also doing I think it was kind of like this historical tour last night downtown. It's like this walking, I think older women, dressed in stuff of the time. I was just tripping out last night. I literally smoked no weed and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Slowly bring yourself back to your center line. Take your fingertips out in front of you and crawl yourself over the top of your knees and shins. Let your third eye come down to the mat. Press into the palms. Pull up and in on the low belly. Relax through the tops of the thighs. Breathe into the upper part of the back and then slowly walk your hands back towards you. Rock back on your sit bones and change up the cross of the feet. Same thing again, crawl your fingertips out in front of you. And then that dude last night proceeded to try to he walked me home, which I didn't walk all the way to my spot because I was like, no, I don't really know you still. You'd be totally bullshit. But then he proceeded to try to kiss me, and I was like, oh God, guy. I was very nice about it, and he received it well. I think he felt bad, but I was not interested, guy. Not interested in that way. I think that friendship is really important, but really not looking for anything. So, toes flex back towards your face. Arms come high to the sky. And then turn and circle to your left-hand side. Pull and reach. And then take that right hand to the outside and reach your fingertips up and over here. Pull open through the heart and the chest. Big inhale. Exhale, hold. 1 more time, big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself back to your center. Inhale, arms high. Turn, twist. Open up through your heart and your chest. Flex the toes back towards the face. Hand can come down to the outside of the foot. Reach your fingertips. And slowly bring yourself back to your center. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, fold yourself over the tops of the thighs. Flex your toes back towards your face and drop your elbows to either side of your calf. Pull the crown of the head forward as you pull up and in on your low belly. Breathe here, big inhale. Exhale. 2 more big breaths, big inhale. And exhale, last one, big inhale. Exhale, bring yourself up. Root the sole of that left foot inside of your right thigh. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, bring yourself down and over the top of that leg. Drop your elbows to either side and squeeze the inside of the sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh as you drop down and pull the crown of the head towards the top of the foot. Maybe tuck your chin in towards your chest. And slowly walk your hands back up your shins. Swap out your feet. Same thing on that opposite side. So that foot pulls in. Turn. Arms come high to the sky. Exhale, come down and over. Pull the crown of the head towards the top of the foot. Pull in on the low belly and roll yourself in onto yourself. Exhale. Again, nice deep inhale. And exhale. One more time, big inhale. Exhale slowly. Pull yourself back up. Take both of your legs nice and wide. Crawl yourself down and over the tops of your thighs. Relax and release. Back sides of the knees, insides of the groin, the thighs, backside body, hamstrings, glutes, forehead. Now always cross your arms and let them come down to rest. Three more big breaths here, big inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. One more time, big inhale. And exhale. Slowly press into your palms. Bring yourself up. Soles of the feet come together to touch. Take your thumb into your right thumb into a right knee, crease of your right knee. Turn and press, look back behind you. Opposite hand braces to the outside of that thigh. And slowly pull yourself back through your center. Same thing on that opposite side. Left thumb into the crease of that left knee. Press. Slowly take your knees up. Kick your feet back behind you. Come into your tabletop. Shifting back and forth side to side. Waving the hips back and forth side to side. Low belly pulls up and in. Tops of the feet flat to the mat. Inhale, chest pulls forward. Exhale, press and pull. 2 more. Inhale, chest pulls forward. Exhale, press and pull. 1 more time. Inhale, chest pulls forward. Exhale, press and pull. Inhale, back into table, tuck the toes and send the hips back and high, down dog. Pedal out through the feet. Check in with hands. Hands are nice and wide. Points of the elbows turn to look back at you. Eye of the elbow looks away from you. Press into the palms and send the hips back a little bit higher. As you engage the quads, release through the glutes and the hamstrings. And pull down through the heels, lengthening on the back side of the leg. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet. Let yourself hang heavy here. Check in with how you're gripping with your feet on the mat. Check in with your hips. And then on the next inhale, slowly pull the hands up the front part of the shins, flat back. Let yourself come down and over the tops of the thighs. And then on the next inhale, slowly sweep yourself all the way up to stand. Arms come high to the sky. Exhale. Hands pull down to your heart line. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale. Hands pull down. Inhale, arms sweep. Go ahead and slowly step right foot out in front of you. Drop your back heel. Put a bend in your front knee. Warrior one. Big inhale. Ground down through your feet. Try not to grip at the toes. Big toe mound, baby toe mound. Inhale, and then edge into that back edge of your foot. Big inhale. Press into the soles of the feet and lift through the hips. Bring yourself into your warrior two. Hold here. Try not to grip at the toes. Big inhale. Peaceful warrior. Straighten through the leg. Fingertips touch over top. We go for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Hold. Reach through the fingertips and pull it back. Breathe through the belly. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself up. Wrap your muscles around your bones. Hinge your hips back. This hand comes down to shin. Opposite hand comes to the sky. Exhale, hand comes back behind you. Bind here. And slowly pull yourself back up. Pivot on the ball of that back foot. And then you're gonna pull that left knee up hip height. Big inhale. Hand comes out into the side, and then you're gonna kick back. Grab onto the inside of your ankle. Middle finger comes to hook right where the ankle and the foot come together. Knees come together to touch, and then inhale, arms come high. Kick into the hand and drop down through the heart and the chest. Big inhale here. Exhale, hold. You can use a couch, you can use a block. Coming into dancer though, kicking up high, checking in with your hips. And then slowly release. Step that foot back. Sweep your arms past the sides and arms come to rise. Hands move down to heart line. We'll do the same thing on that second side. Inhale. Foot steps out. Drop your back heel. Come into your warrior one. Big inhale here. Exhale, hold. Check in with the hips. Check in with that back leg. Check in with that front knee. Loose towards the baby toe. Ground down through your feet. And then open yourself up into your warrior two. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, straighten through the leg, reach the fingertips over top. We slowly move. We go for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Reach through the fingertips. Bring yourself back. Reverse warrior. Ground down through that back edge of the foot. Come out of the hips. Big inhale. Exhale. One more time. Big inhale. Exhale. Pull forward. Reach through the hips. Hand comes down to shin. Opposite hand comes to the sky. Triangle pose. Maybe you put yourself in that bind. Big inhale. Exhale. One more time. Big inhale. Exhale, pull yourself back up. Pivot. Nice deep inhale. You're gonna pull yourself up like you're running with that back knee. Up. Nice deep inhale. Flex through the foot. Ground down. Hand comes back. You're gonna grab onto the inside of your foot. I'll turn this way. I'm not kicking the mirror. And then inhale, arm comes high. Drop down through the heart and the chest as you kick into the hand. And drop down through the hip. Last thing I want to do is break shit in this house. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, hold. 2 more big breaths, big inhale. Exhale, one more time, big inhale. And then exhale. Bring yourself back up. Step that foot back and step opposite foot to come back to meet it. Hands come down to the side or to your heart line. Inhale. Just checking the time, girl. I know I chatted a lot at the beginning. Okay. We'll wrap it up. Arms sweep high. Exhale, come down and over. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale. Hands are gonna come down to the mat. Step back into your plank. Drop down to your knees. Bring yourself down to your knees and shins. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale with a nice flat back, trying to keep your sit bones connected to your heels. Pull through the fingertips and bring yourself down and over the tops of the hips. Edges of the pinkies hit the mat. Head can come down to be cradled by the tops of the shoulders. Press into the edges of the pinkies. Try to take the elbows up off the mat. Breathe into that space. Exhale. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Hands come back behind you, forehead comes down to the mat. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, hands come right down or right next to your knees. Press yourself up. Bring yourself all the way down and onto your back. Bring your knees up into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug here. Back of the head comes down to the earth. Maybe flex through the feet. Maybe take the soles of the feet high. Maybe cross one leg over the other. Blend the knees into the chest. Modify eagle legs, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Same thing on that opposite side, creating a little bit of extra compression in the tops of the thighs. Breathe into the belly, roll the shoulder blades down the back. And then slowly release. Take the heels all the way down to the mat. Palms swap out to the sides, or come to the sides. Palms face up to the sky. You can always pop the chest up and roll the shoulder blades underneath you. Toes swap out to the side. Coming into your Shavasana. Allowing yourself just to rest here. Let's pull a random book off of the shelf. Girl, there's a bunch of different ones here. Let's see. Well, this one, how ESPN Sports Guy found salvation with a little help from Nomar Pedro Shawshank and 2004 Red Sox. Bill Simmons. That's a little bit more than I can do. Let's go to Jimmy. A Room Full of Mirrors. Biography of Jimi Hendrix. This is applicable. Last night, the bathroom at this spot, it was all mirrors. It was like little stalls, you know, and you'd go into like, they're all like unisex, and you'd go into like, it was the only bathroom though that was like, the rest of them I like looked like, are there other cool things? But this one was just a whole full room full of mirrors. Liverpool, England, April 9th, 1967. I used to live in a room full of mirrors. All I could see was me. I feel that it's important for us to take our gaze inward, to really understand why we feel the pain that we do. I think that yesterday's breath workshop really kind of like spoke to me within that space, right? It has nothing, you can point and blame, but at the end of the day, you're the person that's gonna carry things if you don't choose to forgive and to move on. So we need to figure out how we work through it. You know, how other people choose, and we can share our experience, right? How other people choose to work through it is on them. You know, again, we can share what practices and techniques and things that have worked for us. And I think that there is, you know, a space in unity in terms of a lot of this stuff playing out in other people in various ways, shapes, and forms. And always understanding that the better that we are, the better that the people around us are. And not from a space of vanity and selfishness, but from a space of wanting to be better so we can do better in this world. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Again, nice deep inhale. And exhale. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll yourself over to your right or left hand side. Bring yourself up to a simple seat. Hands can come to heart, they can rest on the knees. The divine light, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the divine love in me sees, honors, and reflects the divine light, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the divine love in you, dear Jane. Anyone tuning in today, collectively, all of us. Thank you for sharing your practice with me, trusting me with your body, heart, spirit, and soul, listening to me ramble through my experience. Hopefully, you know, take what you will from it, or what you won't. But remember, when you leave your mat, to go in peace, and remember to serve love always. Love you, darling. Maybe I'll do a little flow with Jason later. Peace, honey.